All right. Well, so clearly we're hitting the topic, and I think parents are watching this going, well, no, that's not me. That's not me. And the reality is it is you. But, I can say that because I'm a parent and, anyway, moving on to that. Tell me, so then coming back to that, what excites you? And this is to both you guys. What excites you today?
Would you like to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So I think what excites me today is I do lots of social media, and I'm very much in like the influencer world. And I kind of moved away from acting a little bit. I still enjoy it and I still love it and I still want to be an actor. But the reason I do social media more is because I like the control I have. I like producing my own content because if I'm going and working for a production, they hand you the script and most of the time you do what you're asked, right?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I fully support people who want to do that, obviously.
Disclaimers. You can say anything you want where you're not getting canceled. I'm asking the questions here.
Right. So, and I think that's great, but I like producing the content. I like having the final say of what's in the video and what's not in the video and what song goes there. And that's what I enjoy. I like producing my own content.
It's funny. I could definitely see that in you, after working with so many different actors and growing up in the industry and being a director. And I truth be told, I had the fortune of hanging out this weekend. We did some incredible stuff down in Key West, the boat races. And so we've spent a few minutes together and thank you for doing this as well.
Yes, of course.
And, but I watched you when you were and you're in the middle of filming one of the videos and I could see the eye. You knew. It wasn't like you were like, hey, what should I angle? How do I, and that's something that I don't think a lot of actors on either it's a different skill set.
It is. And what I like about it so much is when I do have to go work on a movie and stuff, now I'm learning all, everything. So now I know how lighting works. I know how the camera works. I know how things are going to be edited behind the scenes. So instead of just knowing how to act, I know how it all works. And that can be a nice skill on set because then you can also help other people out, right?
I've been preaching that for years.
Right. I
think the whole reason to get behind the scenes is to help everybody, help the team move more, flow better.
Right. And I think when you are trying to start a business in this career, I think it's good to learn every single aspect of everything. And then, because I used to edit my own YouTube videos before I hired an editor because I want to know how to do it.
Right.
Right. And I think it's also a good safety crutch because if my editor can't edit a video 1 week for me, I can do it. Right. And I also know how to tell them better how to fix things if I don't like it. So I think it's good to know how to run everything yourself. And so whenever you start scaling up your business, you can also rely on yourself as well.
I want to go back. We'll grill Luke a little bit because I think he needs to share some of his background in behind the camera as well. And it's interesting. And the reason I'm going to give you guys maybe a unique perspective because we're going to have a young audience watching this too. What a lot of people might not know is, or maybe not, it's not that they don't know it, but sometimes perspective, they talk about history. If you think about it, I just had this conversation about, I referred to the acting book. The bottom line is, you could study method from 100 plus years ago. That was for theater.
Yeah.
There was no TV back in the day. And then it became TV or silent films. And then it became, obviously color. And now we're at the point where here we have a phone, and you're producing your own content. When you guys have you were born into this moment, right? You're born in this moment where you have all this technology. Back in the day, you could only be somebody running the film. You could only be the script writer. You could only now, because of technology changing everything, that you can literally make a movie on an iPhone. They've done it. It won at Sundance.
You can do it all from your phone.
And that's
you don't need anything else to start a business in this career, especially in social media. You can start all on your phone. You can get millions of followers just from a phone. You don't need a camera. You don't need lighting. You can go outside, find a nicely lit area and film a TikTok or a YouTube video or take an Instagram picture and you can make it.
So what is so then with that being said, so both of you started as actors. We'll call it as traditional actors,
Correct.
Agents, doing auditions, commercials. Now I'll step out and say, what would you ask each other? Because now it gets interesting, because it's not my perspective. It's what, like you just said, you went from there to being social media. And I can tell you, he's gone behind the camera, a lot of different stuff. So what do you think the journey is for you? I mean, not what's your future, but what do you think that journey has helped you with, as you see, like you said, from a content standpoint, as an actor, somebody who, like you said, everybody wants to get into it. What thoughts?
I think it's really important that actors help each other out more so, because we're kind of getting to the age now where we're going to be adults soon, and we could start making our own content. And this is his favorite quote to bring up, is like how Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote Good Will Hunting because they weren't getting auditions and they weren't booking anything. So they decided to take it in their own hands and write something. And now it's one of the most famous movies.
Yeah. Right. And nowadays I see auditions and I see them turning down people because they don't have enough followers, they're not getting enough views. And so I think it's also important because, like, to have those things and create your own content. And you can also create content and show it to people, and then they can buy it from you. And then they also know, like, the abilities you have.
Oh, right? I like what you said, and I'm going to put you on the spot. Watch this.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, hang on. Because I've been with a lot of different casting people in that, and you're more of an anomaly because, and I know I'm getting hate for this. There are a lot of people that just jump on social media, like you said, and they can hit something, but an actor to portray a character is a little different. And I think I'm not going to call anybody out, but there was a big movie made just recently with a very large influencer. And you all know what I'm talking about. And that thing went, so that was Hollywood. At the end of the day, somebody's putting up millions of dollars to make this movie. Right. So if you have a following, awesome. Right. I love it, right? Maybe because I'm thinking maybe some of the people who follow you are going to buy a ticket to my movie or want to go see it. Or if you're crossover, let's say you're a crossover artist, Harry Styles. I just watched his new movie. We just watched it, and we both watched it separately. And somebody else, no, he did great. Okay. And you see him as a singer, but he's also been in front of the camera, right? So my screen went blank, and I want to keep you up there. We got to keep tapping the screen. There it is. Hey. So with that being said, I think because you've had that discipline, you can produce, you can cross over. I've seen a lot of social people try and cross over, and they never went through any type of training. What do you guys, what are your thoughts on?
Luke, do you want to go?
Hard question.
I know.
Some people really get lucky on social media and they get one viral video, and they keep doing the same thing over and over, and it keeps showing the same amount of like engagement. They keep on growing, but like it's not a long-term thing unless you can make it a long-term thing, unless you carve out a niche for yourself where people are going to keep coming back because it's you and you're really good at this thing. But for somebody like an influencer, like the movie we were talking about, they're just hiring them because of the numbers, and they think that people are going to watch it because they're in it, and they will, but it's not going to be good, which defeats the entire purpose. Like, why watch something if it's not good? Right. Just because your favorite influencer's in it.
Because I think at the end of the day, people are going to go watch a movie if it's good, if the acting's good. Because, like, if you go watch a movie and you tell me, wow, the acting was amazing in this movie, you should go watch it. I'm going to go watch it. But if you go watch a movie and tell me the acting was horrible in the movie, I'm not going to go waste my money. I'm not going to go watch the movie.
Right. Every actor, even Ryan Reynolds jokes about Green Lantern. He's like, just please, look, we never, like, when you have it. And like we've even said, when an audition, and I'm not calling that out, I'm just saying it's kind of one of those things. So, and going back to kind of where both you said, when we're saying social media, I think you could also break that down a lot into, it's super different than like we'll go not Vine or TikTok or Musical.ly or YouTube, long format, Instagram, who knows what's coming next. But, you may be really popping off in a 5-second video, but what you're doing here, this takes a lot more energy, right?
And people keep coming back because it's you. They like you and your personality and your editing and
It's because I think what a lot of people don't understand is you really have to know how to brand yourself correctly. Because if you can make people feel like they're a part of something, that it's exclusive, that not other people are a part of, I think that's important, because that makes people want to come back and watch you because they feel like they're part of you. They know you. Like, they feel like they're a part of something, right? And so I think that's what a lot of people don't get. And I think that's what separates the big influencers from the small influencers.